Welcome everyone, Mark Hart here from Memphis Investment Properties, and today we're going to take a deep dive into the scope of work. What does it mean and how do you read it? Let's go check it out. All right, so the scope of work is going to tell you what we're going to do when we're renovating our properties. You're going to find this document inside the Google Drive or our due diligence vault. It's going to be accompanied with the pro forma, the pictures, the tax information, the comparable sales, more details about our process. Basically, everything you need to make an educated decision is going to be inside this document here. Now, the scope of work, the first place we like to go to is just below the photo down here, where this is going to tell you when the renovations are estimated to be completed. We like to look at this number because it's good to give you a time frame of when you should expect to close. You should take this date, add roughly 30 to 45 days, and that is normally when you should be able to close, assuming you're financing. If you're paying in cash, you'll be able to close a little bit quicker, probably about 15 to 21 days after this date. So it's just good to get in that mindset to know when you're actually going to have to pay for the entire property. All right, so now the next place I like to go is we're just going to start from the top where it says roof new. All right, so what does that mean, right? Whenever we say the word new, that means that there's currently a really old, dilapidated roof on the property. We're going to take that roof off and add a brand new one during our renovations. For the roof, as an example, we put on 30-year architectural shingle roofs. What we do it the proper way. What that means is you do a full tear off. So you take off all the old shingles, repair any of the decking underneath that could have been rotted wood from the old shingles. And then once that's repaired, we'll put on our new shingles. And they're going to have some texture to it. They actually overlap a little bit, and that's why they last longer. They are a little bit more expensive, but this is just one way that we can add more value to the actual renovation. So then the next item is going to be the heating system and the central air conditioner. And this is also called the HVAC system. Every single one of our properties is going to have central HVAC systems. So we don't use window units or wall units on our properties. This is really great for the tenants. And when it says new, this means we are going to be adding in a new furnace and a new AC condenser. So then what you'll see next is the water heater. This is where it says approximately 1 year old. Now, what that means is that we're keeping the original water heater in the house at the time we bought it. Most of the times we just bought the house a week or two ago. And when we go in, we see that the previous owners just installed a new water heater a year ago. So our crew members are going to dive into that water heater, make sure it's in good shape. And if they find that it is, we're going to keep it in the property. Now, we're also going to guarantee that this water heater works for a year as a part of our 1-year construction warranty. The next item is going to be floorings. From a high level perspective, we want to add as many maintenance preventers as possible to the home, right? How can we reduce your ongoing maintenance costs and reduce your turnover costs when the tenants actually leave? And one of the biggest ways to reduce that cost is by having all hard surface flooring. It's really important because if you put carpet in any of these rentals, it may look nice when the tenants actually move in, maybe brand new. But unfortunately, you're probably going to have to replace that carpet between every turnover. And that's just going to get expensive. So we go above and beyond, just like with our roofs, and we spend a little bit more money on the front end and put in all hard surface floors. Now, you can ask me if this means all new hard surface or if we're going to keep the original hard surface floors. And I can be glad to let you know what that's going to be. But at least you know that the end result, the end product is going to be a hard surface floor. The norm for our company is to put in tile in the wet areas like the kitchen and the bathroom. If there is original hardwood floors, like a lot of times we'll rip up the carpet and we'll find that there's original hardwood. That's the holy grail. We absolutely love that. We will refinish and poly the hardwood floors. And that's really something that the tenants love, same with us as owners. And then if we rip up the carpet and there's a concrete slab underneath, well, then we're going to put down luxury vinyl plank flooring. It's a waterproof, type of material. Comes in little strips or little planks, which is great because we had one tenant and they were ironing their clothes and they accidentally put the actual iron face down on the floor. And so when they lifted it up, there was this little black spot. And normally you'd have to replace the entire room, all of the flooring, and that's really expensive. But with the LVP floors, we were able to just lift up one little plank and pops up, and you put a new one down, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Now, in that case, that was definitely something we charged to the tenant ledger. So it also helps reduce the cost of our tenants as well, which is something that they really, really appreciate. Then the next items are going to be appliances. This was the biggest shift or differ from myself personally, coming from Colorado, is that the tenants bring their own appliances here in Memphis. That's right. You heard it correctly. The tenants are going to bring their own appliances. And what that means is when they bring them, if they break, they're responsible to maintain and repair them, not you as the owner, which is incredible because those are the items that get used daily and cost a lot of money. So just another way that the Memphis market and our company can help reduce your maintenance costs. Now, we will go above and beyond and put in a new vent-a-hood and a new dishwasher in almost all the properties. And so that's why if you see the word yes, that means it's going to be in the house. That means we're adding it or it's already in the property. So that also is good for you to know that this is what you're responsible to maintain if it breaks. If it says no, then you're not responsible to maintain that. That means a tenant is going to bring it themselves. So in this instance, the tenant is going to bring their own range, their own refrigerator, their own washer and dryer. And if that breaks, they're going to have to pay to maintain those. Now, this is the rule. There are exceptions to said rule, and that is if the rent is over $1,600, well, then we're going to go in and add appliances, and we're even going to add stainless steel appliances to attract that higher quality tenant. If that's the case, we'll normally even put in some granite onto the countertops as opposed to the standard Formica, just a higher level renovation for properties that are going to be costing $200,000 or more, essentially. So then below, you're going to see these are some of the most important frequently asked questions that we get asked on a daily basis. And we're going to go over just a few of them. The first ones are, what are the responsibilities of the tenant? And that's what's really great about the Memphis market, is that the tenants are going to be responsible for a lot of items, thus reducing your maintenance costs in the future. One of the first items is that they're responsible to maintain the yard. So you don't have to worry about hiring someone, a lawn care company, or us as the property managers, to come in and cut the grass on a monthly basis. That's the responsibility of the tenant. It's also another reason why we don't invest in houses that are on acre lots, because a tenant doesn't want to have to maintain that and keep that up. Now, some caveats to this are going to be tree work. It's not the tenant's responsibility to trim the tree. This is something that we will do during the original renovation, but it's not something that will fall upon the tenant. Then the next item is that the tenants are going to put all utilities in their own name. This is another something that we look for when we do the leasing process, is we want to make sure that they're in good standing with the utility company, which is also called Memphis Light, Gas, and Water, or MLG&W. This is a great way to reduce your ongoing maintenance costs. Even water, even trash, it's all going to be in the tenant's name. Then finally, we just talked about it before, is the tenants are going to bring their own appliances and pay for them to maintain. Really great reason to invest in the Memphis market. Now, we will do more items during our renovation than just these, But what we found out is that these items here are going to make up the majority of the cost. And also, these are the items that most people are afraid to share with you. And that's why we want to make them and put it front and center in front of your eyes while you're doing your due diligence. Because these are the items that you don't have to replace today, right? If the roof is 20 years old, it could still last another 10 years. But that's something that we want to make sure that you're aware of right away. Because that's going to drastically affect what you should pay for the home and also your ongoing capex for the property. Our average renovation, which is going to be in total of just under $30,000 per property, may not sound a lot to you folks in California, but on our average sales price is only $122,000. So it's a big deal for Memphis renovations. A lot of our competitors and just other investors in the market here, they're only going to be putting in $10,000, maybe $20,000. And so we just want to go that extra mile because that will reduce your maintenance costs, increase your cash flow, and then is the best chance to have you become a raving fan and hopefully buy more properties and give us some referrals. So if you do want to see the detailed scope of work of the line item of everything that we're going to do, I'm happy to share that with you. Just send me a quick email, give me a quick text message, and we'll pass that information along. Next, I recommend just reading all the bullet points for the scope of work here. And if there's anything that you're confused about or you would like added to this document, please let us know. We also have our Turnkey starter pack, which has all of the frequently asked questions inside there. We'll put that at the bottom of this video here. And if there's anything else you need, please reach out to me. Hope you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and please hit subscribe. It would mean the world. And hope you guys have a great day. Thanks, guys.